Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Mercedes-AMG GT63 SE Performance 4MATIC Plus Bi-Turbo V8. I know it is a long name, but this is also a very long car. This is the key of the vehicle. But before that, let me tell you, the color on this car happens to be designer orange copper magno. Interesting. Alright, this is to lock the car, this is to unlock the car, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. It says AMG here and the AMG logo, the different one here you can see. Anyways, straight away we are going to be opening the engine bay of this vehicle, which means that I have to pull it from somewhere here. It's a weird, oh yeah, there it is. That is the V8 engine. Right now it is on race mode so that the engine does not shut down. Otherwise the car turns off on its own because it gets onto electric power. Dennis Tolu has handcrafted this particular AMG engine. I don't know where these flowers are coming from, but yes, it's a huge engine bay and there is insulation, different material as well for better heat absorption of course. And there is the intake. So very interesting car, I'll tell you why. Let's just shut this. This matte finish, or rather the matte color, is just phenomenal. Now straight away I will show you front parking sensors. There are 6 of these, massive Mercedes logo. There's a front camera, another Mercedes logo, says AMG here. Huge openings in the bumper for better breathing of course, and this thing is shut right now, but it actually opens when it wants to breathe. The car is quite long at almost 5 meters in length, or slightly more than 5 meters in length. The wheelbase is around 3 meters, slightly less than 3 meters, so it is a very long car. And obviously the ground clearance is quite low. Right now it's lowered. You can increase the ground clearance if you want. I don't know what is this fake stuff happening here. V8 Bi-Turbo E Performance written right here. Alloy wheel design is actually quite nice. Says AMG here. Lovely looking alloy wheels. In fact, the tire size happens to be 275/35/21s. Yeah, it's got a little dirty. Carbon ceramic brakes. Yeah, finished in copper color. Huge disc, like massive. Even see the lug nuts are very unique in this car. And here you have this thing running. I mean, sort of a skirt treatment. Can you see this? Yeah, that is from where actually light projects here on the floor to show you AMG written on the ground at night. And there is a camera here. Obviously it gets a 360-degree parking camera. Says Mercedes-Benz here on the outside rear view mirror, and this is obviously the indicator. Now coming to the lights, lights are beautiful. These are multi-beam LED lights, and this is the DRL, which also doubles up as the indicator of the vehicle. There's a sensor here because obviously it has got the self-park function as well. Now it has a sloping roofline. It is sort of a coupe-like design of course, and fuel actually goes in right here. Probably because we are in race mode, it is not opening. I don't know what's the scenario like, so we're just going to get out of that. No, you have to actually open it from here. So that's kind of weird that it does not open from the inside. Again, it's not opening. Now there it opened. It takes so long that I'll be out of fuel. It says hybrid here, so you know what you're filling. Air pressure recommendation given right there. The rear tire is obviously bigger. It has to be because so much power is being channeled here. Now again, I'm confused what is the tire size, but it is 315/30/21. Again, carbon ceramic disc, copper finished, beautiful looking alloy wheels, but something is missing here. I think, oh no, probably that's it. No, that is missing. One of these is missing because everywhere there are 3, here there are 2. I don't know where it fell off. Anyways, sort of a aerodynamic treatment here. Again, parking sensor on the side because 360-degree parking camera and all that, parking sensors as well. Says AMG on the light, but disappointingly though, it does not do that light dance at night, something which the S63 AMG does beautifully well. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth. Disappointed with this fake stuff happening here. Come on Mercedes, you don't need to do all that at all. Looks really nice from the rear. And when the spoiler is up now, it looks even better. I mean, look at it, the spoiler comes out quite a lot. Dynamic swipe indicators which swipe in from the inside to the outside. Lovely looking lights, says AMG here. Mercedes logo GT63S actually has this red finishing around it because this is the hybrid version, of course, and you can charge it from here. I think the car has to be turned off for that to function. Here you can see is the fog light and parking sensors. The camera actually pops out from there. That's the diffuser treatment. You got quad exhaust, real exhaust. So Faisal fingers of truth will stay away from that. It says AMG right here, and the exhaust is inside. This is this covering, which is nice. You can see the underbody, of course. Let's do one thing. Let's actually open the boot, which I have no clue how to do. Actually, I have to do it from here. There opens the boot. Power tailgate, of course. This is the 3.7 kilowatt AC onboard charger to charge the vehicle, and first aid kit and stuff has been kept here along with an ashtray. Meanwhile, the boot carrying capacity is 335 liters down from 456 liters, so it is reduced by around 121 liters because of the battery placed somewhere there. So this is raised. Below here there's some storage space, but there is no spare wheel. In fact, you can see the warning triangle, but there is no spare wheel. That is the speaker. It has got 14 speakers, of course, and light treatment here. I can recline the seat by pressing a button right there. There's a 12-volt charging socket, a hook as well, and that is the parcel shelf. I press this button, power tailgate, there's a light here, and there it shuts. But I'm kind of disappointed by the fact that the boot has become smaller now. Request sensors are there on all the doors, of course, and look at the thickness. The thickness of the windows is just insane. Yeah, that's the reason insulation levels are fantastic, but that cannot stop the large amount of tire noise coming, because there's a lot of tire noise inside the cabin, of course. Now it obviously has Isofix child seat mounts. Let me just put this back into place. Yellow colored seat belt. Yeah, yellow colored seat belt. You also get the option of red colored seat belts if you want, and these are AMG performance seats. So yeah, they are hard. No magazine holders here, not scooped out. But legroom and knee room is actually good. Under thigh support is average, not that great. Height adjustable seat belts at the front. Tickling function available as well. There's a hook. There's a light placement here on the top, and there is a hook there which opens very smoothly indeed. Now the thing is that we have a screen right here which has gone for a vacation right now. So this is actually a 5-inch screen. Here there is some amount of storage and cup holders which are heated as well as cooled. So you can press a button and the color actually changes. That's also very nice and cool in this car. This screen, I don't know why it's not working. Anyways, some storage space here, USB charging socket inside, a cigarette lighter has been given. I don't know what's the obsession with cigarettes. And amazing seats, like really comfortable but very stiff as well. Adjustable headrest as well. AMG logo placed here, and there is something, this thing opens, I think. Yeah, you can actually open this as well to block the sun to a certain extent. Speaker placement here, nice finishing almost everywhere, so that is really fantastic. AC vent placement right here. There it is turned on. You have to keep pressing it. It seems like a fingerprint magnet for sure. Now I don't know what is the size of this, but Faisal Khan's fingers of measurement will measure it. I think this is 5-inch. Why did it just say AMG and it disappear? So you can actually do a lot of things from here. So I have to actually swipe this up. Is this made by Samsung? Because it's behaving like it's made by Samsung. Here, AMG performance. So when you're sitting behind, you can actually monitor a lot of things like engine data, dynamic data, vehicle data as well, how much accelerator and brake is being pressed by the driver. Can know exactly how the car is being driven. So that's kind of cool, and obviously you can adjust a lot of things, but I don't know why this screen is okay. I think there are only 3 menus right here. So you can control a few things. You can control the ambient lighting and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. That is the dashboard, remains more or less the same, and frameless doors, of course. Door pockets are decent size. Has this lining, there is this light which tells people at night that the door is opened right now. Does the window go all the way down? Yeah, it does go all the way down, but this thing does not move, so what's the point? Anyways, let's just shut this. Beautiful stitching, really high quality. And then I forgot to show you, it says airbag here. It's got a multitude of airbags. It's got this soft close door function, so I don't have to close it completely. There it pulls it inside and closes the door as well. It's a beautiful looking car, looks really very sexy, attracts so much attention. It's insane how much people turn around to look at this car. That is the level of attention to detail, that is the level of beauty it has. And because it's hot, these vents have actually opened right now, so functional or rather active aero bits, because this is very much F1 inspired, even though the W14 kind of sucks right now, which is good because I'm not a Mercedes fan. Red Bull for the win. Seats are nice and comfortable. Okay, let me press 1 here and then you can see the steering wheel is moving, the under thigh support is opening, the seat is moving. So you can save your seat settings, steering setting, everything in the memory function itself. Yeah, come on, that's nice. Got good amount of under thigh support at the front. This is so that you can operate the co-passenger seat, you can move it as well if you want. That's kind of cool. Something which is similar to other Mercedes cars, so nothing really new here. This is for cooling function, this is for heating function. These are the controls for the adjustment of the seat. Memory function, you can save up to 3 people's settings, unlock the car, lock the car, and beautiful switches as well for the power windows as well as outside rear view mirror adjustment. Decent sized door pockets at the front. This is to open the boot and this is to open the fuel lid. Says AMG here, which actually lights up at night, and you get a proper dead pedal as well. This is the electric parking brake, light control placed here. This is for the rear fog light, of course. And it says AMG on the seats with the AMG logo right there. Really nice sporty seats with a lot of side bolstering, but kind of difficult to get in because you have to slide over this. Meanwhile, it says airbag right here. Vehicle details are given here. It says 2760 kgs. Oh my god, I think that is with passengers for sure. Otherwise, that's quite heavy. Why am I getting inside? I need to open the windows to show you how beautiful the car looks with the window down because of the frameless doors. Yeah, frameless doors are just super sexy. Nicely done, Mercedes. Nicely done. And let me roll the window up. I'm just shocked with the level of thickness. How thick is that? Obviously, the dashboard looks quite nice. What is new is the steering wheel, of course. So, the new AMG steering wheel has come in this vehicle, which obviously has multiple stuff going on. Like, these are the buttons for the cruise control. These are for the audio system. This is for this screen. This is for this screen. The horn is nice and loud. It says AMG here. These are the controls for various aspects. So, you can actually decide if you want to change something. Yeah, so many things to change right here. And this is obviously for the drive mode selector, so you can change one of the 7 from here as well. Quite cool, quite nice. Car turned off right now. Okay, I have to turn it on. Oh, there it turns on. Now, steering wheel is electrically adjustable both for reach as well as rake and has this nice Alcantara finishing. In fact, the glove box is decent size and there's a slot for the perfume. So it has got the air balance package. So when the perfume is slotted inside, it will automatically, or rather through, one second, let me push this inside. Too much stuff in the glove box. There, it is slotted in. Let's just shut this. From here, I can actually decide how I want the fragrance to come out, of course. Here, you get a wireless charging pad with a USB-C charging socket as well. Here, you get a mirror along with a light. Same is the case here as well. You get a mirror along with a light. Sunglass holder has been given. A lot of controls for the lights as well as for the connected car bit. That's why it says SOS, auto dimming mirror, of course. Multiple sensors here for the ADAS functions and for the rain sensing wipers. Yeah, they have been given here the sensors right on top. Meanwhile, right here, you get twin cup holders along with a cigarette lighter and 2 USB-C charging sockets as well. Let me just press it. Thankfully, you have got some physical buttons for the air conditioning. You actually rest your hand here and operate this touchpad. Meanwhile, lot of switches right here. So this is for the volume control. This is for AMG dynamics. This is to retract the rear spoiler. This is for the sound, which is not that interesting, honestly. And this is actually for the drive mode selector. This is for the gearbox selector. You can go manual or automatic. For the suspension, and this is for traction control system. So if I turn off the traction control and if I keep both the pedals pressed, then I can get into drift mode as well, which is unfortunately unavailable in this car right now. Now some buttons here, this is for the 360-degree camera, this is for telephone, navigation, radio, media, car and star you can assign to anything, and hazard light. Now look at this, okay, whenever I touch this now, there it actually moves like this, which is quite cool and nice. 12.3 inch screen, 12.3 inch screen. Let's get into reverse right away. That is the reverse parking camera. It has obviously got adaptive guidelines. If you notice one thing now, the camera actually turns when you turn the steering wheel as well. So that happens to the front camera also. It doesn't really turn, it's just the software which is making it happen. And this thing actually dances when you're near an obstacle. So very much like a BMW car, and you've got multiple views for the camera. See, side view, top view, blah blah. You can see so many things, but come on, we need the bird's eye view as well in this car. But then this is an older system, relatively speaking. Let's get out of this. Here, drive forward to search for parking. So self park also works quite nice in this car. Meanwhile, I am actually going to get into the screen and show you around, which means let's get into the home function. It's a regular Mercedes screen which you have seen so many times earlier as well. Best thing is you get into settings, and here there's a quick access button which lets you do things very quickly, like lane keep assist, lane departure warning, heads up display. This is for tow away protection, and this is for the alarm. And then I can raise the right height of the car by pressing this button. Yeah, there I press it, right height will increase, and then you can get into various aspects including charging options, vehicles, lights. It has got 64 colors for the ambient lighting. I'll show you the ambient lighting along with the sound test in the end of the video. 640 watt output, 14 speaker system is just fantastic. So there you see 64 colors. Mercedes has aced this system, honestly. It's just phenomenal. Then there's AMG performance, which is a lot of things going for it. Yeah, so many things you can see, engine data, consumption data and all that. I will actually use this when driving the car. There's track pace, there's comfort. Unfortunately, this car does not have massage function, which I'm kind of disappointed with. So here, seat comfort. Where is massage? Not there in this car. Surprised and sad as well. So easy menu, beautiful navigation as well. The quality of the screen is just phenomenal. Just look at this. My goodness, Mercedes is doing a phenomenal job when it comes to all this. Yeah, you have themes, energizing comfort, so a lot of stuff inside. Now this screen is obviously very nice because you can browse through multiple things. So here I can actually decide what I want to see, and I can actually go to the right side where there is the tachometer, which is different now. The position has changed. That was the tire pressure monitor. I can see so many things here as well, so I can change stuff here if I want, and then I can go on the left side and change stuff as well. Look at this. This is so freaking cool. And you know what, whatever I can do on the right side, I can do, so on this side I can do here as well, because almost every function is available here too. Yeah, I can browse through all the information right here, which is super duper cool. And then it has got multiple styles and displays as well, which I will use while driving the car. There's a heads up display which shows you a lot of data. There's a tachometer. You have multiple views for the tachometer. It even shows you the parking sensors when you're near the obstacle in the heads up display itself. Some of the amazing Mercedes bits continue to wow you. So when I increase the temperature, this thing actually turns red. When I decrease it, it turns blue. Meanwhile, let's actually open the sunroof. It has got dual sunroofs, one for the front, one for the rear. They could have given a larger panel, but I don't know why they have this in the center, really blocking stuff. And oh my god, I pressed the SOS button. This is actually fixed. Yeah, this is actually fixed. I'm pressing a button. I'm like, okay, now it will open, now it will open, now it will open. But no, it just does not open. So they've actually given this a fixed roof. Yeah, the sunroof does not open. OMG, that's kind of surprising and shocking as well. Under support is not an issue because obviously I can just push this. Now, ambient light also comes out from here, which looks really beautiful at night. So attention detail is amazing, but this is actually a scratch and fingerprint magnet, this piano black finishing here, sort of carbon fiber finishing, and you can customize the interior to the moon and back. But it's all about the driving experience. So let's start driving right away. Before that, you can see it says Mercedes there, and the wipers are fantastic. I'll just use them right away. We'll do the spray at the end of the video so that the car does not get dirty. It says airbag here as well. So airbag is written almost every possible place. And then you've got a speaker placement here, you've got a speaker placement here. That is obviously for the Bluetooth system. The quality is just phenomenal. In fact, when you turn on the car at night, it has this beautiful Mercedes design which comes up, which actually comes from the Mercedes logo. And when you turn on the car, it shows you the Mercedes logo. So real cool bits and graphics. They've really upped the game. Oh, soft limiter. That's sad. Let's go. Alright, we are all set to go, which means first and foremost, let's turn off the air conditioning, and straight away we are going to come into race mode. And there, I think the engine is powered up, but we can't really hear anything right now because of the level of insulation. Hey Mercedes, sport displays.
No results found. What can I do for you?
And we are going to get into performance here so that you guys can see how the energy flow is happening. We'll actually get into the drive part of things. Oh, again, it's showing me how much power and torque is coming from where, whatever. Anyways, we can actually even change the same thing here as well. And left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Let's shut this as well. Hazard lights off, revving the motor. Oh, we are not in drive yet, so here we come into drive as well. Revving the motor, race start. You won't believe it, the acceleration is so brutal that it actually pulled the seatbelt. Yeah, it pretends the seatbelt as well. Because the thrust from this motor is unfreaking believable. My goodness, a hybrid is just unbelievable because Oh my god, what speeds am I doing already? Anyways, this is of course the fantastic 4-liter bi-turbo V8 engine known as the M177, which produces 639 horsepower and a colossal 1150 Newton meters of torque. That's a lot of torque. In fact, that torque is more than the Taycan Turbo S. So there's a lot of torque coming from the internal combustion engine alone. But this is an hybrid, so it has got a 6.1 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is liquid cooled, which is sitting right behind in the rear axle, which is a small battery, but the role of the battery is only, and it has only one freaking role, is to give performance, not efficiency at all. Now that battery makes 204 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque. The result is that the combined output is a colossal 843 horsepower and 1470 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, almost 1500 Newton meters of torque for this car, which is unbelievable. That is insane amount of torque. That is just crazy torque. Yeah, it just pulls like mad. Yeah, I can't even explain how much that amount of torque is, because that torque is around 50% more almost than the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. And the Turbo S, there we have the sensors of ADAS ringing, telling me that there is a forward collision warning which can happen. So yeah, that was just letting me know that, oh my god, this car is crazy fast, man. What thrust it has, it instantly pulls forward. There is no let off in power at all. In fact, if you keep the throttle pinned, it will reach a top speed of 316 kilometers per hour. Yeah, 316 kilometers per hour. 316, if you know what I mean. That is also electronically limited. It can even go further. That is the level of thrust it has to offer. And it has a 6.1 kilowatt hour battery pack, Chintu Mintu battery. But all this battery tech and all has boosted the weight of this car. It's become quite heavy. I think it weighs around 460 kgs more when compared to the non-hybrid version, and that obviously slows it down, because 0 to 100 kilometers per hour comes up in 2.9 seconds, which is blisteringly quick. But considering the numbers, I was like, this should go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in like 2.7 seconds at least. But no, it's heavy. But that weight actually offers better traction at the rear, also does better weight distribution for this car. The gearbox for the electric motor is a 2-speed unit, one for low speed, one for high speed, and the internal combustion engine has a 9-speed MCT, which is a multi-clutch transmission, basically a dual clutch transmission, which is super fast with shifts. It's like really very quick with shifts, and why is this ringing all the time? It's crazy. And when you see a Mercedes like this one, which is painted in orange, and an AMG which looks blisteringly fast, people ahead in the kidnap machine are just staring at it because they also enjoy it as much. I love the thrust. There is no dearth of power. It just pulls instantly. There's so much thrust, there's so much grunt. It's unbelievable how fast this car is. Oh my god, stop this ringing part, you ADAS system. Anyways, so performance is unbelievable. The car is super duper quick. Any speed, any given speed, any gear, get on the throttle, there's an instant lunge, because obviously electric motor supplies instant torque as well. Now the problem is that this is a plug-in hybrid. So what is the problem? The problem is you have to charge it obviously, and it charges at a top speed of 3.6 kilowatt, which means that it will take around 1 hour 45 minutes to charge completely, because there's no DC charging available. So I was too lazy to charge this car. I was like, who will go and plug it in and wait for 1 hour 45 minutes? Because I don't have a home charger yet because of all the issues regarding electric meters. So I decided, it. I'm not going to charge this car at all, because it has got self-charge. So the electric motor is actually also working as sort of a generator, because the engine is supplying energy to it to recharge the battery as well. So that's the reason why you can see battery charge here is almost 80% right now. In fact, usually when I go for the driving vlog, which I'm doing right now, I go in comfort mode or eco mode, efficiency mode, so that the engine is cool, everything is cool, because then it's all about giving beans, right? But here I was coming in race mode, because in race mode it's able to recharge the battery very aggressively, something similar to what the Ferrari 296 GTB does. So that thrust actually comes, the additional thrust comes from the electric motor. Very important to have it charged. So there are 7 freaking drive modes on offer. Yeah, 7 drive modes is a lot of drive modes. We are just going to change to the energy flow right now. And every time you go down the throttle, the lunge is so fast, the lunge is so instant, it just pulls ahead. You have to be on the brakes. I am not kidding. If you're planning to make an overtake now, and if you get full throttle, you have to actually apply the brakes as soon as you overtake, because this car will reach really silly speeds really very quickly. Here it's telling me exactly what is the contribution of the electric motor as well as the internal combustion engine. it's a beautiful marriage, which is not very beautiful also. I'll tell you why. Thing is, this is AMG's very first plug-in hybrid vehicle, but I think they're still learning because it's not very fluid the way both the engine and the electric motor have been paired together, because at lower speeds now there's this jerky feel and then you hear some noises as well. So things are not so smoothly ironed out yet, but then you're not going to drive this car at lower speeds, will you? And then it also has an electric range of around 12 kilometers, so you can drive it very silently for 12 kilometers. And it kind of feels weird driving a V8 powered car on electric power because it's so silent. And then there is a button here which lets me change the sound which comes, and that's the artificial sound, which kind of a spaceship sound which comes from this engine, from the speakers actually. I think that's a mandate, a legal requirement for electric vehicles to have this sound, which I hate because then it kind of buries the sound of this beautiful V8 AMG. The car is so well insulated, you can't hear much inside the cabin. It's extremely silent, but there's some amount of hopping which happens because of the way the suspension has been done, the low profile tires and all that stuff. Brakes could be better. I think feel on the brake pedal isn't that great. That's also to do with the fact that there's regen and all that, so because it's electric motors also paired along, so brake pedal feel isn't good, and I would have really appreciated if the brakes were much better. In fact, I'm not even kidding. If I apply brakes really hard, so here we do the brake test and hazard lights on. Look at this, okay? And AMG is not supposed to do that. Okay, we are going to launch it again. Before that, let me actually change the cluster mode. Okay, air conditioning is on because I need to cool for sure. I don't like these buttons on Mercedes cars. They just don't work when you want them to. Come on, what are you doing? Here we go, styles and displays. I'm going to come into the sport one and we are going to change this to vehicle here. Air conditioning off. Now when I launch it, now listen to the sound it makes. Okay, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, race start. You won't believe, at 100 kilometers per hour the traction control light was blinking and there was squeaking sound coming from the rear wheels, because the amount of grunt added by the electric motor in terms of the torque is just mind-blowing. The car can't deal with that amount of torque. That is the level of torque. Traction control is very important in this car. Now obviously it has got rear wheel steering. Okay, it feels heavy. It feels almost 2400 kgs. 2380 kgs is the weight of the car, and you can feel that weight when you're trying to make aggressive turns. So there's some amount of roll, but it obviously has very advanced suspension system because it's got air suspension. It has got electronically controlled dampers which adjust the chambers accordingly and can do it independently for the preload and the compression and the damping. And I mean, it's just too high tech for me to even explain. It works flawlessly well. Now red line comes in at 6,500 RPM, although it shows almost 7,000 RPM here. I thought it will go further. I've been in this car on the track. It is very fast. It is breathtakingly fast. Super duper quick, super duper aggressive in the way it puts all that power down. It does not hesitate. Obviously it's 4-wheel drive system, so it's able to put all that power down very smoothly and nicely. Only thing is the rear twitches under very heavy acceleration because of the electric motor and the way it just punches out all that electric energy as well. Now what I really like about this car is that you can actually drive it sedately as well. So here I am just going to come into a mode called EL, which is electric mode, and it says it's not available. How can the program not be available? What's the point of the program if it is not available? It's showing here that it can go 10 kilometers on electric only range. It can top out to 12 kilometers. Under 130 kilometers per hour, it can work on electric only mode. Come on, just work. Don't disappoint me. Are we in electric mode? Yeah, we are. Now you can't hear anything. The engine has turned off. It's silent, it's super smooth, and it is just working on electric only power. So if you want to save the earth, don't go electric, get a hybrid and drive like this. When you see people around who are criticizing you for doing this, there the engine kicked in. It kicks in very smoothly. You don't even realize when the engine kicks in. That is the level of smoothness it has to offer. The brakes are very nice. Only thing is the pedal feel isn't that great. And the funny part is this one is having carbon ceramic discs. In spite of that, there's just too much of squeaking sound under very heavy braking. So I think that could have been calibrated way better. Now in comfort mode, you do feel comfortable. Ride has definitely improved when considering how it was quite stiff in the the non-hybrid version, the blue one which I had driven, I think around COVID times, and that was was a car I fell in love with because of the level of power and performance it had to offer. So we're just going to stop here. We're going to launch it again, this time as aggressively as it gets. We are going to get into race mode quickly. I'm actually going to change this as well. Keep it on sport handling mode. In fact, should I just turn it off? Yeah, traction control off. Now listen to this, guys. Okay, when I launch, left foot on the brake. Before that, let me just change the cluster mode because I can. There's so many cluster modes now. You can always get into the one you like. We get into super sport. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Race start. The car is going all over the place. I need to turn on traction control system right now, right away, because I can feel that the rear is letting go. So obviously it has something known as a drift mode, wherein, okay, we get into manual for the gearbox as well. Downshift, yeah. Oh ho ho, 7,000 RPM, 7,100 RPM. That is the magical feeling. It just pulls so fast, and because these buttons are very fidgety now, I don't know what mode is changing. All of a sudden I have the G-force meter. So like I was telling you, it hits 7,100 RPM. It has power all throughout the rev range. Turbo lag is now very well contained because of the electric motor's additional boost which comes in, because obviously electric motor produces all the torque from 0 RPM itself, and that's the reason why this car feels very fast right from get-go. Now it has got something known as a rear wheel steering. Of course, it's not as advanced as the one on the EQS. This one actually turns by 1.5 degrees, or rather up to 1.5 degrees under 100 kilometers per hour in the opposite direction at lower speeds, virtually reducing the wheelbase. And above 100 kilometers per hour, it actually changes by up to 0.5 degrees in the same direction as the front wheels to virtually enhance the wheelbase. This is just done in order to improve the high-speed stability. The longer the wheelbase, the better the stability there. Blind spot monitor and whatnot, indicators and stuff. This guy's got all the ADAS systems you would expect. So obviously lane keep assist, lane departure warning, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking. Everything is there in this car, extremely advanced. And under heavy braking, as you drive at higher speeds, it will automatically raise the rear spoiler as well. There automatically the camera system will turn on. I can press a button to raise the ride height as well, and the ride height will automatically drop as soon as I hit 120 kilometers per hour to make this car extremely slippery and better in terms of aerodynamic efficiency. However, real world fuel efficiency, I'm expecting it to return somewhere between 3 to 8 kilometers per liter. This is a very tight U-turn, but we can manage that because obviously rear wheel steering will really help. There it's going to start dancing any moment. Okay, guys, just move. Horn is nice and loud, and people going crazy when they see the car. But anyways, onto the throttle. There you can actually hear it very clearly that the tires screech in spite of being so big, in spite of having all the tech in this world possible. This car's tires still screech because it's just too powerful. It's way too powerful. Now, it has F1 inspired tech. It has got 560 cylindrical cells, because of which it actually cools twice as fast, making sure that you have all the performance available whenever you need it. Yeah, I've given an indicator telling me don't turn right now because of this thing. But it feels a bit jerky at low speeds. That's something I don't like, especially in second and third. I can feel it a lot. Here, you see, I go to the throttle, you can feel a bit of jerkiness. Obviously, traction is not there ever. No matter where you're driving, there's no traction because there's just too much power going to the rear wheels when you go hard onto the throttle. So you have to be a little bit more careful in that regard. So what is the rival of this car? Of course, it is from Porsche. It is a Panamera e-hybrid, which, forget the power and I don't care about all that. It is actually priced at rupees 3.27 crores, which is around 65 lakhs less than this car actually, making it much more attractively priced. But this is extremely expensive at 3.91 crores. In fact, the price has gone up by 60 lakhs when compared to the non-hybrid version, making it an expensive car. But then at least you don't feel guilty driving a V8 powered car. Obviously, I think it has cylinder deactivation and all that. It has extremely amazing regen, and I think you can adjust that as well. But the regen is fantastic in this car, because of which the battery gets topped up very quickly indeed. It skips some speed only. It is so fast. Now the speedometer is like, I can't handle it. It just skips speed. That is the level of performance. Trust me, this is a car which is claimed to be the most powerful Mercedes car, and it stays true to it by offering absolutely stupendous, mind-boggling performance. I have to be on the brakes half the time because it just juts forward so fast ahead. My goodness, this is what is the future, a hybrid car, because it offers you the best of both worlds. You don't have to rely on charging because the engine manages to ensure that the battery is topped up almost all the given time. And there are 7 drive modes. So right now we are in race mode. So there's Sport Plus, there's Sport, there's Comfort, there is EL, which is electric, which is not available right now because I'm drinking the battery, of course. And there's individual. Of course, there's also a slippery mode in this car. So what is slippery? It basically ensures that all that torque is given out very lightly and easily so that the wheels don't screech like mad. Grip levels are good, but I wish the handling was good because it feels very ponderous. The steering is fantastic. It is really very good. The steering is just amazing. It's quick, it's fast, and it's responsive enough. Gives you good feel and feedback as well. The only thing is that the car feels a bit too heavy somehow, and because of which you really cannot push it hard around the corners. This is a car which loves the straight lines but really doesn't love the corners as much, because around the corners you have to put in some amount of effort. Doesn't understeer that fast, but you know you're driving something which is heavy, which really doesn't love the corners as much. AMG Dynamics Pro. We are in race mode. Left foot on the brake, hazard lights off, right foot on the accelerator. Race start. Traction control light is going out of the world all the time, and the seat belt always pretensions when you do launch control because the acceleration is so brutal and I just can't keep up. Look at the dance which is happening here on the infotainment system. What a crazy car. This is the most powerful Mercedes car right now, and trust me, it is absolutely bombastic in the way it performs. The only thing is, if you want to drive it with a good amount of pace, just turn off traction control, because that is the thing which really ruins the fun. Now there is no issue. Get hard on the throttle, it will not cut power, because when it does that, now you're like, what happened? All of a sudden you're having so much momentum and there it stopped moving. You're like, there's something wrong with the engine or something? No, it is not. It's just that whenever you get hard on the throttle, it will cut power down at certain speeds because there isn't ample traction. This car is just way too powerful. This is unbelievably powerful a car, and that is the fun of this car. It scares you. It really scares you. You don't know what is going to happen. Your face turns upside down every time you accelerate. And because this tachometer, I'm not got used to it. I'm not really enjoying it, but I definitely enjoy the way the power is delivered in this car. It is linear, it is maddening, and it is unending in this regard. In fact, there's a nice place to launch, so we're going to put our hazard lights on. We're going to stop. Yeah, you see the tire screech. I don't know what kind of tires this car needs, but definitely needs something else only. Hazard lights off, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Race start. Oh my goodness, I kid you not, I left off the throttle, the car was still accelerating ahead. That is the level of thrust it has. You don't even realize what speeds you're doing. That is the kind of performance it has to offer. Absolutely bonkers. This car is unbelievably mad. And then paddle shifters I've not used, I don't need to use them, but sound is a bit subdued, I feel. It doesn't have the AMG madness. It has these cracks and pops which come occasionally, but you can't really hear it much. I wish it was a bit louder, less insulated as well, because I can't hear as much as I would like to. The ground clearance is not an issue, which is quite surprising because I expected the ground clearance to be quite bad. It is, but for the most part now you won't have any issues. So here I'm going to get into another type of display, understated. It shuts the screen. Look at this. Imagine being understated from the inside. Even with traction control off, there is nothing to worry about, and that is because this car is able to put all that power down. Only thing is you have to really hold for dear life. And on that discovery, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this vlog, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. And I'm sure you must have noticed the new heads-up display. I've made a setting change there. Looks quite nice. This is an absolute bonkers of a car with a bonkers price as well. Bye bye.